speak to them.
The treasure on this world is our property. It belongs to the Crimson Corporation. Your presence here can only be interpreted as an attempt to deprive us of what is rightfully ours. Leave, and do not bother us again. Or prepare to suffer the severe consequences.
True Starship Captain, justify your presence here.
We, the appointed representatives of the Crimson Corporation, merely come to obtain the fair and reasonable payment for our goods. We traveled to this region of space years ago to sell the useless Ur-Quan device to the Utwig. We knew even then of the weapon on the surface below us. This was to be our price. But the Utwig used a clever ploy to cheat us. I had convinced the morose Utwig fools that the Ur-Quan was the answer to all of their pitiful dreams. Powers? The Proctor's wine. Will it give us the powers we crave? I assured them that, yes, the Ur-Quan would give them the second sight. The Ur-Quan would allow them to see into the past and the future. The Ur-Quan would slowly imbue each of them with unique secret powers of great significance. The Ur-Quan would ensure that their race's huge potential for greatness would be fulfilled. Then a mistake was made. Enough foolishness. We will take the precursor device from the surface and then leave. Thereafter, I may see fit to bequeath the entire planet to you, Captain, for your invaluable services in the past, provided you leave now.
The precursor artifact does not belong to you. It is rightfully ours. Stand aside.
Liar! It is we who are the genuine owners, not you, Captain. Those many years ago, when we offered the Ur-Quan to the Utwig, how they capered and laughed at their good fortune. Fools. Then they begged to hold the device, just for a moment. To close the deal, I permitted this. A grievous mistake. The moment the High Proctor touched the Ur-Quan, her body arched and her eyes rolled back in her head. She began to babble meaningless phrases and howl like a beast. We had expected the Utwig to fall for our sell, to buy the useless device, but never with such gusto. Their self-doubt and lack of clear reason left them vulnerable to our every manipulation. But then, the Proctor's body relaxed, and her eyes slowly closed. When they reopened, her visual orbs shone with a wild and frightening light. "This is all we could have dreamed of, and more," she intoned. "And now, Drew, as to your price." I opened my mouth to speak, but before I could utter a word, the Proctor interrupted. "Wait! The Ur-Quan feeds your thoughts directly to me. Do not speak. I know what you desire." What could I say? That the Ur-Quan was a farce and could do no such thing? I was stunned and silent. The Proctor continued. "You Druze of the Crimson Corporation desire an object of great antiquity, something of secret function and value. Very well, it shall be done." And with that, we were led to a small vault. The Proctor ceremoniously opened the door of the vault and explained that because we had been of such great service, all of the treasures within were now ours. Inside we found a hodgepodge of ancient and useless artifacts, a glowing rod, an absurd trident, and more such junk. I could see no way to salvage the disastrous situation at that time. But when I heard of you, your travels, and your foolish quest for freedom, I realized that you could be the agent of our justice. And lo, it is so. You have heard our justification. It is valid and unassailable. Now
No, it
go
isn't.
and do not return.
Regardless of your feelings in this matter, we will now take the device.
No, you will not. We know your soul, young captain. It is no brighter than ours. We acknowledge our greed. We revel in it. You are the dishonest one, hiding your shame in shadows. You fabricate justifications, rationales. In the end, we are just the same. But now you stand in our way. You will not be moved. Therefore, we will add your true name to our ledger of hatred. But first, die, child, die!
Okay, so I now have to fight 5 Drew ships. I do not want to send the Spathi out because I can't replace him, and I need him to fight any Ur-Quans I might want to come across. I don't particularly want to send the Aralu out either because I can't replace them, and I'm not entirely sure if I can replace the Pekunk, so I'm going to start off with the Zopvic. Yes, a fast and manoeuvrable ship does appear to be a good option. Unfortunately, I need... Their cannon has some serious heat. Ooh. That was not the best option to go out. I shall send... I'll try an Earth cruiser. Where is the true ship? He's up there. Slightly better. What shall I try now? Oh, let's just send out my flagship. It should be a viable combat option by now with the tracking modules. Yes, with the number of guns I have, it does take a while to recharge the battery. Full battery gets me 2 shots, and if I can get direct hits with both of them, I kill the Drew ship. That's good. Well. Didn't have enough batteries there to shoot off at them. Try again. Yes, that screaming you hear, that's the Druzh's secondary weapon, which is to kill a crew member in order to... They kill a crew member in order to instantly recharge their batteries. Right, are we nearly there yet? I think this is the last one. There might be one more. Their primary weapon also has a bit of recoil. They will accelerate backwards, when they shoot it. Now that is the entire 5 Jew ships destroyed. The cost of 2 of my escorts and half of the crew of my flagship. But at least I have done it, and I have got here, and I can go down to the planet and recover the Utwig bomb. Report from surface. We found a huge precursor device on the planet's surface. A giant black cylinder set within a simple defensive grid. We have already neutralized the grid. Well, actually Jenkins just drove through it by accident, but that seemed to work. The artifact is covered with precursor script, and although we can't translate all of the writing, it is pretty clear that it is a warning, repeated again and again. The energy output of this artifact is scary. It rivals all our ship's engines at redline. If I may be so bold, Captain, I would advise that we not experiment with this device until we are back at the starbase. We shall now return to the ship, with the black cylinder device carefully stowed in the cargo area. Very well, I now have in my manifest a thing called an Utwig bomb, and if I save the game first, because I would be very stupid not to save the game first, I will show you what happens when you go in and you actually use the Utwig bomb. Game over. So if I load back my game again, I will now not use the Utwig bomb. I will instead head back to Earth. I have done what I needed to do here. That's not where I wanted to go, but the star map does show me that the Utwig and the Supox are moving into Ur-Quan space to fight the Court R. What I want to do is I want to go into Quasi space and head back to Earth. We have the bomb now. That will help us destroy this Samatra thing that the Chenjesu and the Moon told us about, but what we also need is a distraction, something to distract the Ur-Quan so that we can get close enough to use this bomb. We already know that we need to go and speak to the Mycon, and that they have some kind of strange device at Beta Brahe. But we don't know if that's going to be a distraction. The other thing that we know about that we haven't done yet is the Umgar. We still haven't gone to see the Umgar, and we do know that they have a talking pet with them, an injured talking pet. So we'll go and speak to them as well, see if that can help in distracting the Ur-Quan if the strange Mycon device doesn't. But first, let us go back to the starbase and speak to the commander.
Ah, Captain, I'm glad you're back. There's something I think you should know. A race of plant creatures called the Supox have arrived in your absence, Captain. They offered use of their ship designs and will supply you as many starship captains as we require. I, of course, accepted their offer immediately. Also, a small contingent of Utwig has visited. After spending a few days setting up our fabricators to build their Jugger starships and providing us with a few capable commanders, they departed. Captain, if you continue to build such strong alliances, we will surely win our battle against the Ur-Quan. Also, the Shofixti have returned. Their ships can now be built in our shipyards. With their vast numbers swelling our ranks, we won't have to worry about running out of able-bodied crew. And I'm sure their volunteers will reduce the cost for new crew.
Tanaka has been working very quickly if we've got Shofixti on the starbase already. Anyway, I have minerals to offload.
Thanks, Captain.
And can your scientists analyse what I have acquired since my last visit?
The analysis reads as follows. Subject, Utwig bomb device. Data analysis has yielded little information about this device, largely because of our technicians' unwillingness to open it or even remove the bomb from your ship. That aside, here's what we know so far. The device is correctly defined as a bomb, one of enormous destructive potential, but it's not of Utwig origin. Nothing about it relates to the technology we see in the Jugger ship. We believe it to be of late precursor origin, though it somewhat resembles certain Chenjesu technology. Its original function? Probably a planeteering tool for dispersing unwanted moons. Summary? Unless there's a strong reason to do otherwise, do not activate this device. Leave it alone. Any experimentation should be conducted at least 12 astronomical units from this starbase, and preferably a bit further. That's the end of our scientist's report.
Well, I've already seen what happens when you don't leave it alone, and I understand what you're saying. I am not going to use this again. Right.
And preferably a bit further. That's the end of our...
I did not want to accidentally rewind that conversation. I wanted to say goodbye, Commander.
Return soon, Captain.
And I will also say goodbye to all of you again now. I will refit my starship, recrew it, get a couple more ships to replace those I've lost in my escort fleet, and then I will come back next time when we will be going off to speak to the Mycons. So, goodbye.